In this video, we're going to take a look at how you might be using Jeremy IT Lab's Anki flashcards wrong. It's not bad, but with better settings, you might be able to cut your reviews to 20 to 30%. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Neil. I recently passed my CCNA in November, all thanks to Anki, I guess. Now, we all know Jeremy is the GOAT when it comes to teaching CCNA, right? Everyone has heard of his YouTube course. I even use it myself. Jeremy, if you're watching this, you are the GOAT. But the instructions that he gives for setting up Anki is quite old, because back then Anki's algorithm was based on SM2, which is still the default setting. So we just really need to change one thing to make it better. Before we change any settings, we need to understand, right, why the old settings are bad. I mean, it's not that bad, but why the new version, the new algorithm called FSRS, why it's better. So let's open up Anki here. So the old settings was kind of one size fits all. It wasn't really built for how different people learn, how different we learn. I learn different from you. For example, I can't read books. I hate reading books. I need to visualize things. So it follows a set of rules. So if we take a look at this flashcard here, or the deck, the question is here: with this inter-VLAN connectivity option, the traffic being routed has to go up and down the same physical internet cable to the router for each VLAN. Say we got the answer. The answer is router on a stick. Let's see. Right, it's correct. If you and I press good here, by the way, ignore these numbers here because this is my FSRS. If you and I press the button good here, we basically get the exact same interval. It does not look at our past 5,000 reviews and realize, hey, this user has a bad memory for VLAN, but he's good at OSPF. That is the problem with SM2. In SM2, if you have known a card for months and you suddenly have a brain fart, this is a brain by the way, and you hit again, the algorithm treats you almost exactly like you've never seen that flashcard before. It resets your progress to zero, basically. This is where FSRS comes in. So FSRS understands that forgetting a card you've known for a month, for example, is very different than forgetting that you forgot a card this morning because you just had a brain fart. It knows the memory of this card, of the whole flashcard, that it's still strong, meaning the stability is quite high even though you had the brain fart. FSRS analyzes the history and it sees that you've got this inter-VLAN question related to ROAS. It sees, oh, Neil got this card right 10 times over the last 3 months. So it calculates, oh, okay, they forgot it today. Retrieving it is quite low, but the stability is still high. So it doesn't reset this card back to day one, right? And it might schedule this card for next review in the next 2 or 3 weeks, or even because it knows that you will relearn it instantly. If you want to see the graphs on this, the formula, the maths, there's a really long video made by another YouTube creator called Anki. He shows the formulas, and basically you'll see why using FSRS is a lot better than SM2. Okay, I hope you got everything. Now let's set up and enable FSRS. Anki specifically warns that if you don't do step 2, you might break the algorithm, so just follow along. So let's go. This is my profile that I just made for this tutorial called CCNA tutorial, and you'll see your decks here. So I just made a sample deck here. We click this button right here, and then we go to options. Let's let's make this a bit bigger, and you go down here and enable FSRS. So we set our desired retention here to 90%. Anking, this is what I was saying, that Anking advice is going against higher than 95% here because the workload explodes. Retention meaning if you click this, you'll understand that the default value is 0.9, but the higher the retention is, obviously it will calculate for you, oh, this user wants to remember 95% of this, so I need to show him the cards more often. So for me, when I was studying, I'm still studying my decks actually, it's not that bad anymore. So mine was 90%, and once I passed my CCNA, I brought it down to about 82% because I don't really need it that much. So I would suggest just leaving this to 90%, and then we're not finished yet. We're gonna scroll up, and then in this, Jeremy already taught this because he showed it in that video on day 1. So new cards per day is 999, meaning I want the maximum. I'm gonna add the maximum cards per day. Maximum reviews per day is basically this. You're not gonna hit that, so leaving 9999 here is okay. So for this section, new cards, mine was set to, I deleted this 1 minute, I was set that to 10 minutes, and then my relearning steps were set to 5 minutes. Then we have to scroll back down to FSRS and press optimize current preset or press optimize all presets. Do not forget to use this because it will analyze your specific review history basically to tailor the math to your brain. As Anki said, you should watch his video after this. Do not copy my settings, do not copy his settings, do not copy this FSRS parameters here, because the Anki calculation is very different based on your review history. There you go. Now your Anki settings are perfect, but do not forget, even if you do 2 hours of Anki, even if you have the perfect study plan, if you do not understand the concept that Jeremy is explaining, I don't think you'll get there if you don't understand the concepts behind the cards. So good luck. If you want to see a lab about HSRP, why two routers is not enough, and why we should configure HSRP, I'm gonna link it in this video. The tutorial is in Filipino, but I've included the lab file and the tasks in English.